Welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today we're exploring the fascinating journey of one of America's most recognized and longest-running coins, the Washington quarter dollar, a symbol of patriotism, artistry, and enduring value that has remained in circulation for over 90 years. The story of this remarkable coin begins in the early 1930s, during one of the darkest economic periods in American history, the Great Depression. In 1931, as the nation prepared to celebrate the 200th anniversary of George Washington's birth, the United States Treasury decided to honor the first president with a new coin design. Initially, the plan was to place Washington on the half-dollar, replacing the Walking Liberty design, but after careful consideration, officials chose the quarter dollar instead, as it was one of the most widely used coins in circulation. A public design competition was held under the supervision of the Commission of Fine Arts, and artists were invited to submit their concepts. Out of the many submissions, two designs stood out, one by Laura Garden Fraser, a respected sculptor and the wife of James Earl Fraser, designer of the Buffalo nickel, and another by John Flanagan, a New York artist known for his classical style. Although the commission preferred Fraser's right-facing portrait of Washington, Treasury Secretary Andrew Mellon ultimately selected Flanagan's left-facing version, citing technical and aesthetic reasons, though some historians believe it was influenced by personal preference. Thus, in 1932, the Washington quarter was born. Struck in 90% silver and 10% copper, it weighed 6.25 grams and measured 24.3 millimeters in diameter. The obverse featured Flanagan's dignified bust of Washington, with "Liberty" inscribed above, "In God We Trust" to the left, and the date below. The reverse depicted a majestic bald eagle perched on a bundle of arrows, symbolizing strength and readiness for defense, with olive branches below representing peace. The inscriptions, "United States of America" and "E Pluribus Unum" crowned the design, while "quarter dollar" appeared at the bottom. The first year of issue, 1932, saw 3 mint marks: Philadelphia, no mint mark; Denver, D; and San Francisco, S. The Denver and San Francisco issues had extremely low mintages, 436,800 and 408,000 respectively, making them two of the most sought-after and valuable coins in the entire series. The 1932 D and 1932 S are true key dates, with high-grade examples commanding enormous premiums at auction. A pristine 1932 D graded MS-66 by PCGS sold for an astonishing $143,750, while the 1932 S has fetched over $35,000 in similar condition. The Washington quarter was originally intended as a one-year commemorative, but it was so well received that it replaced the Standing Liberty design permanently. Through the 1930s, millions were minted annually, with subtle adjustments to strike quality and relief. During World War II, production ramped up as coin demand surged, and by the 1940s and 1950s, the Washington quarter had become a cornerstone of American currency. Collectors often divide the series into 3 main eras: the Silver Era, 1932 to 1964, the Clad Era, 1965 to 1998, and the Modern Commemorative Era, 1999-present. During the Silver Era, every Washington quarter was made from 90% silver, but in 1965, due to the rising price of silver, Congress passed the Coinage Act, which eliminated silver from circulating coins and introduced a copper-nickel clad composition instead. These clad quarters weighed 5.67 grams and had a copper core sandwiched between 2 layers of nickel, creating the appearance of silver while keeping costs low. The 1965 transition is especially notable because some silver planchets accidentally carried over into production, resulting in rare transitional errors, which are worth thousands today. The 1970s brought only minor changes to the design, but the 1976 bicentennial quarter stands as one of the most famous and beloved commemorative issues. Featuring Jack L. R's Drummer Boy reverse, this design celebrated America's 200th birthday and became a collector favorite. Special 40% silver bicentennial quarters were struck for collectors and are worth $5 to $10 in uncirculated condition, but high-grade silver proofs can exceed $3,000 in perfect PR 70 deep cameo. From 1980 onward, mint marks were added to the obverse next to Washington's ponytail instead of the reverse, and the design remained largely unchanged until the late 1990s. Then, in 1999, the U.S. Mint launched one of the most successful programs in its history, the 50-State Quarters Program. Each year from 1999 to 2008, 5 new reverse designs were issued, each representing one U.S. state with unique imagery celebrating its history, landmarks, or symbols. This program reinvigorated public interest in coin collecting and over 34 billion quarters were minted across all 50 designs. Rare high-grade examples and errors from this series, such as the 2004 D Wisconsin Extra Leaf High and Low varieties, can sell for thousands of dollars. The success of the 50-state series led to subsequent programs like the 2009 District of Columbia and U.S. Territories quarters, followed by the 2010 to 2021 America the Beautiful quarters, which showcased national parks and monuments. Each of these modern designs kept Washington's portrait on the obverse but underwent subtle refinements for sharper detail. In 2021, the U.S. Mint concluded the America the Beautiful program and introduced the American Women quarters in 2022, marking the first major redesign of the Washington quarter obverse in nearly 90 years. This time, the Mint finally used Laura Garden Fraser's original right-facing design, restoring her vision and giving collectors a satisfying full-circle moment in numismatic history. Over its long lifetime, the Washington quarter has been struck in multiple finishes and compositions, including business strikes, uncirculated collector versions, and proofs in both clad and silver. The San Francisco Mint has been responsible for most proof production since the 1960s, and silver proof quarters, particularly those from 1992 onward, are popular among collectors for their low mintages and brilliant finishes. Auction records continue to astonish. A 1950 D Washington quarter in MS-68 sold for nearly $29,000, while a 1949 D fetched over $44,000 due to its exceptional luster and strike quality. Deep cameo-proof quarters from the 1950s regularly sell for more than $10,000, especially when perfectly preserved. Beyond their monetary worth, these coins tell a story of American resilience, art, and evolution, from Depression-era silver to modern digital minting. Even today, the Washington quarter remains a vital part of American life, passed through countless hands yet retaining its patriotic symbolism. Whether silver or clad, circulated or proof, the Washington quarter dollar stands as a timeless tribute to the enduring legacy of George Washington and the artistic craftsmanship of U.S. coinage, a perfect blend of history and value that continues to capture the imagination of collectors worldwide. When it comes to rare and valuable Washington quarters, collectors are always on the lookout for those elusive key dates, error varieties, and minting anomalies that turn an ordinary 25-cent coin into a treasure worth thousands of dollars. Among the earliest and most famous key dates, the 1932 D and 1932 S Washington quarters stand at the top of every collector's wish list. These were the only mint-marked quarters produced in the series' first year, and because the Great Depression severely reduced demand for coinage, their mintages were astonishingly low, only 436,800 for Denver and 408,000 for San Francisco. In average circulated condition, these coins can fetch hundreds of dollars, but in higher uncirculated grades, they soar dramatically. A 1932 D graded MS-66 by PCGS brought in over $143,750 at auction, and the 1932 S in similar gem condition has commanded $35,000 or more. Finding either of these in original uncleaned condition is like uncovering buried treasure, as many were heavily used in commerce. Moving forward, collectors also prize the 1934 D double die obverse, an error variety where doubling is visible on In God We Trust. This rare variety can sell for $500 in circulated condition and over $5,000 in mint state grades. Another standout is the 1943 double die obverse, where the word Liberty and parts of Washington's profile show strong doubling. One of these in MS-65 can exceed $10,000. During World War II, the mint's dies were often overused due to material shortages, resulting in numerous die cracks and repunched mint mark errors, which today attract strong collector interest. The 1942 D over horizontal D and 1943 S double die reverse are among the notable ones from this era. The 1949 D is another rarity due to its low mintage and sharp details, with pristine examples selling above $40,000. The transition from silver to clad in 1965 introduced some of the most fascinating mint errors in all U.S. coinage. A few 1965 Washington quarters were accidentally struck on leftover 90% silver planchets intended for 1964 coins. These transitional errors are extremely rare and highly valuable. One authenticated silver 1965 quarter sold for over $7,000, and others in top condition have reached more than $10,000. Another remarkable transitional mistake occurred in 1977 when a few quarters were struck on 40% silver bicentennial planchets, resulting in coins that weigh slightly more and ring differently than their clad counterparts. Such pieces can bring $5,000 to $10,000 at auction. The 1970 S-proof quarter struck over a 1941 Canadian quarter is another legendary minting blunder. Only a few are known, and one example sold for $35,000. Proof coins from San Francisco can also contain fascinating varieties, like the 1968 S-proof with a no S mint mark, which is worth $10,000 or more depending on grade. The 1971 S no S proof quarter is even rarer, with fewer than 10 known, and examples in perfect PR68 deep cameo condition have brought over $20,000. Another highly desirable proof error is the 1990 S no S quarter, with values up to $4,000. One of the most widely discussed and popular modern errors is the 2004 D Wisconsin quarter featuring the extra leaf variety, found in two versions, extra leaf high and extra leaf low, just above the corn cob on the reverse. These coins became an overnight sensation when discovered, and uncirculated examples can sell between $500 and $2,500. Another state quarter rarity is the 1999 P Connecticut quarter with broad strikes and off-center errors, which are worth anywhere from $50 to $1,000 depending on the degree of the error. Even minor die cracks, cuds, and rotated dies from the 50-state quarter series can command strong prices when well documented and authenticated. Some error collectors also chase double denominations. For instance, a Washington quarter struck on a dime planchet or a nickel planchet. These dramatic minting mistakes are visually stunning and can bring in anywhere from $1,000 to $10,000 depending on condition and eye appeal. A particularly striking example is a 1970 quarter struck on a 1941 Canadian silver coin, which sold for over $35,000. The bicentennial 1776 to 1976 quarters are also famous for certain high-value varieties. While most are common, silver-clad proofs and uncirculated coins from special collector sets can be worth significantly more, especially in perfect condition. A 1976 S silver proof quarter graded PR 70 deep cameo sold for $3,220, and full drum detail drummer boy quarters in perfect uncirculated state can exceed $1,000. Many collectors underestimate the rarity of high-grade Washington quarters from the early clad years, 1965 through 1971, because the mint's quality control was inconsistent and few were saved in pristine condition. Coins like the 1966 and 1969 D in MS 67 condition have sold for over $7,000 each due to their extreme scarcity in top grades. The 1983 P Washington quarter is another overlooked modern rarity. It had a relatively low mintage and poor strike quality, and an MS 67 example once sold for over $15,000. The 1982 P and 1982 D quarters, which lacked mint sets that year, are also valuable in gem condition, with top-graded examples surpassing $10,000. Another significant variety is the 1999 P Delaware spitting horse quarter, which shows a die crack from Washington's mouth to the horse's body. These bring $25 to $250 depending on the severity and grade. Moving into the America the Beautiful series, collectors focus on low mintage issues such as the 2019 W quarters struck at the West Point Mint. These were released directly into circulation with a tiny mintage of only 2 million per design, the first circulation strikes ever to bear the W mint mark. Finding one in pocket change was like winning a small lottery. Uncirculated examples can sell for $50 to $500 each, and perfect MS-70s graded by PCGS or NGC have reached $1,000 or more. The 2019 W San Antonio Missions and 2019 W Lowell quarters are especially prized. Proof silver editions from the America the Beautiful and American Women quarter programs also carry strong demand among modern collectors, with low mintages and intricate designs that make them ideal for long-term investment. For example, the 2020 S Silver Proof Ware Farm quarter, featuring an artist painting outdoors, has reached $100 in top condition. As for the newest issues, the 2022 and 2023 American Women quarters, the first to feature Laura Garden Fraser's right-facing portrait of Washington, have already produced a few intriguing errors, including die chips, obverse cracks, and off-center strikes, some fetching $100 to $500 on eBay. Although they are still new, history shows that minting mistakes on early series issues often become major rarities over time. From the silver masterpieces of the 1930s to the state and national park designs of the 2000s, the Washington Quarter Dollar series remains a rich hunting ground for both veteran numismatists and new collectors alike. Its combination of historical significance, artistic beauty, and endless variety of rare errors ensures its place among the most beloved American coins ever struck. Whether it's a 1932 D gleaming in mint state or a modern 2019 W found in spare change, each Washington quarter tells a story of American heritage and craftsmanship. So next time you get a quarter back in change, take a closer look. It might just be worth far more than 25 cents. Thanks for watching.